What's going on with y'all? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. And more news out of Cleveland. Cleveland has proven to be the worst sports job in all of sports, right? Like, I'm not specifically saying the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Cleveland Browns. I'm just saying Cleveland as a place, as an entity, has to be the worst spot for any professional wanting to be a head coach of a team, right? It's proven time and time again. And the latest is John Beeline, right? So John Beeline is officially out as the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. This comes after he didn't make it past the All-Star break. He went in the All-Star break. His family, according to these reports, his family said he's depressed. His family said he's miserable. He wants out of there. He hates it there. And they are 14-40, right? Like the second worst record in the entire NBA. Only Golden State's having a worse record, and we know what's happening to Golden State. They're rebuilding. They're waiting till their guys get back. But Cleveland has nothing to wait to get back. Like, this is their team, right? Like, they traded for Andre Drummond. They've drafted these guys, and it's just not working. And John Beeline is just the latest of failures in Cleveland, right? Like, John Beeline is the sixth head coach, right? Once they get J.B. Bickerstaff, who's going to be brought on as interim, he'll be the sixth head coach in 7 years. Let this sink in. 6 head coaches in 7 years. That's awful, guys. I mean, that's pretty bad. The only good time in there was those 4 years LeBron came back, right? Like, this is the same team that lost LeBron James twice, simply because they weren't doing what needed to be done to keep a guy who wanted to be there. And then he did what he came there to do, which is win a championship, and he left again. So Cleveland as an entity, I really feel bad for the fans there, man, because, like, the fans are very passionate because they still follow these teams, the Browns and the Cavaliers, even when there's nothing to follow. Like, the Cavaliers in particularly have done you no favors, right? Now, the Browns, they're just as bad. I mean, they make terrible decisions. They hired Freddie Kitchens. They should have never hired him. And we know the long list, the history of quarterbacks that the Browns have went through. Let's run through the Browns really quick. The Browns have had 11 head coaches in 20 years, right? Kevin Stefanski was the latest. He got hired this offseason, and he'll take over, try to fix Baker and fix with Odell and everything that's going on there. It's wait and see, but, if we're just going off history, it's not going to turn out well. Now, lucky for him, they think Baker Mayfield is the guy, right? Like, they drafted him number 1 overall, so they think he is the guy moving forward. He has to mature. He's done a lot of good press this offseason, but he definitely has to mature and prove that he can be the guy moving forward. Or Stefanski ain't gonna have a whole bunch of time. He's gonna make an evaluation on Baker this season or this offseason or whatever, and he's gonna decide whether to move off Baker or not. Because they got the weapons: Odell, Jarvis, Nick Chubb, who was second in the league in rushing. Like, they got players, Njoku at the tight end. So there's no excuses for Baker. They got to go out and get him some help on offensive line, but there's no excuses. Now, for the Cavaliers, on the other hand, they have simply, where they went wrong, besides losing LeBron twice, like that's inexcusable. Dan Gilbert, you're to blame for that, but whatever. But another reason why the Cavaliers are so terrible is because they don't draft well. Like, their drafting history is awful. I'm looking at it right here. So let's just do since 2013, right? So 2013, the Cavs had the number 1 overall pick. They took Anthony Bennett. He's a bust, right? He's a bust. Okay, we know that. Then the next year, 14, when LeBron decided to come back, they took Andrew Wiggins. He's been a bust. So they traded him, and they got LeBron for 4 years, so they're happy with what they have, but he was a bust. So a couple of picks in there didn't matter, and so now we'll take a look at the last 3, because those have been since LeBron has left. You took Colin Sexton, who's underachieved. I mean, he has spots. He plays good in spots. He's underachieved, though. Dylan Windier. I don't even know who that is. He hasn't been very good. And Darius Garland, who has underachieved, right? So part of the reason why they brought in Bayline was to develop Garland, to develop Colin Sexton, and it just hasn't happened. They're 14-40. They're going to be in one of the top teams, at the top of the lottery again this year, hopefully trying to get Wiseman or LaMelo Ball or somebody. And I don't know. Like it's not gonna work. And so it's just, is Cleveland a bad luck town? Like, is it bad luck to go be the head coach of a Cleveland organization? And right now it's looking like it. 11 coaches in football in 20 years. Six coaches in 7 years in basketball. Only bright spot in the history of your organization, right? Like, you've had some great players come through Cleveland too. You had Jim Brown. You had the bad luck with Ernie Davis, but you had Ernie Davis, and you've had LeBron. But outside of Jim Brown and essentially LeBron, nothing good has happened out of Cleveland. You have, like, in all the sports. Now, lucky for Cleveland, they had the #1 pick, and LeBron's from Ohio. But outside of that, I mean, Cleveland, I think, is the bad luck team, the bad luck city, the bad luck entity, sports entity in all the sports. Now, you let me know, is Cleveland the worst job in all the sports? I think it is. I think the history proves that it is, and I don't know where we're going to go from here. Are you going to keep Bickerstaff on as the Cavs coach moving forward? Is Stefanski going to work with the Browns? Is Baker your guy for Stefanski? Are Garland and Colin Sexton and this top 5 pick you're going to get this year, are they going to be, the future of the Cavaliers? I don't know, man. Cleveland is just not a great place, and I feel sorry. So sorry, because for those loyal, diehard fans of Cleveland, but right now, that city, that team, that sports entity, it just ain't it. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network. Continue to like and subscribe to all the videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.